Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The people need to have control of the government because the government has a conflict of interest. The government, it is competing among other countries, and especially because of the way that the power is set up in the world. The power is in the beautiful things in life that we have. So all of the things, all of the material things in the world, the food, the medicine, all of the things, all of the beautiful things in the homes, this is valuable, and all of these things, they come from people. So the government, the building of the government, it has an interest in power and competition among other countries in the world. Having a balance in the world, it's needed because, and having a justice and making sure that you care about the welfare of all the people in the world, because that's fair, that's justice. And okay, so the most important thing to every life, and this world, it's made for life, is that you need to be safe where you are. The head of every person, it's made for two things. It's made so that you know what's happening around you, you know things about the world, and you know what's happening around you. And so that you know what's going to happen next. You're going to know what's going to happen next. So the most dangerous thing is when people don't know what's happening around you, and when people don't know what's going to happen next. That's the most dangerous thing. And then you know what's dangerous and what's safety. Or how to live dangerous and how to live safely. So when you know what's going to happen next and you know what's happening around you, there's no secrets and there's no lies. So that's fair. Then you can know how to stay safe and to protect your life, to make your life, or to safeguard your life. So the government has a conflict of interest because of the building, and the people need to have control over the government. So the best way to get control over a government is to make sure that the government represents all of the people. So there is an agreement in the world about the governments. When you look at the government and you make an agreement with him, and you do things with the government, like a government doing things with another government, you expect that this government, it is representing the country. So it represents all the people in the country. So the government, it needs to represent all of the people in the country. That's very important because the people are giving the value and all of the things are giving the value. So we have this thing, it's named sovereignty. This sovereignty means that the government has legitimacy over the people of the country. So a legitimate government, it represents all of the people of the country. There is a history of corruption in governments. And the corruption in governments, it comes from the government not being representative of all of the people. The easiest way to make a to safeguard the government and make it safe and protect the government from the corruption of not representing the people is that there must be re-elections. There must be elections. There must be everyone in the country is saying that we will let this person do the job and they will do it for a small time, like 2 years, where they will do everything that is needed in this office in the government. And then you need to have a new person in the office. And you need to continue and continue to do that because the government, it's a big thing. The government, it needs to represent all of the people in the country. So how can you ever have only one person or a small number of people in the government? It's not true. It's not the truth. It has to represent all of the people, so all of the people need to keep coming in there. The sign about justice. Well, when you need to know about justice, you can look at the body and you can look at the children, because the body, your body, tells you what's justice and what's not justice. It goes with pleasure and it goes with pain. And those are things in your body that work to tell you about the good and the bad, because it's telling you about life and it's telling you about what's stopping life. So you do not need to use excessive force on people. All people learn things, and when they don't know things, they need to learn things. And you cannot make a government and a law that are unjust with the people by being very hard on them. And all people have the right to learn things and to know things and to not be attacked because they didn't understand, or that they are not guilty of wanting to hurt other people, or not guilty of being careless. So you shouldn't use excessive force on people in the law. And you should, when you write the law, you should think of the children. And there needs to be enough things everywhere for the life of all the people. So there is a history of corruption from governments, and it's very connected with when there is not enough things in the country for all of the people. And this is when the life becomes very hard in the country. And especially when a corruption, it comes from when the government, it's taking everything for himself and not giving to the people. And even, and then because the way of taking everything for yourself is the way of not caring about other people. And not caring about other people immediately creates injustice because you hurt them and you hurt their life. So this is big in a government where there is not enough for everyone in the country. And this happens very much when the country, it's taking a big power from something that doesn't work for all of the people. It especially happens in countries where there is a strong working thing in the world that's making a big power and energy, and that is oil. Oil and gasoline, it makes a big energy in the world. It's make the energy for us to go out of the home. And that's something that it's gives very much pleasure in the life for people. And in ways of building and ways of just having a good day. So the gasoline does this, and the gasoline, it's making power for all different parts of life. And the gasoline, it works where a small number of people can take a big number of gasoline and make a big number of money, and where a big number of people cannot catch the gasoline and use it and use all of the money and use, because this gasoline, it's from all of the country. This country, it's big, and the gasoline, it's big. But then one man, it's come and say, oh, this is mine, all mine. And it's taking this thing, which the land, it's making this. It's a big thing. And it's saying it's only for him. So it's stealing from the country. So, and this is how there is a great part of the land that it does not have justice, and it's not it's someone is stealing the life of the land from him. And this is what's happening in the camps in Syria. It's someone took his home, someone took all of the life of the city from him and put him in a camp. And it's stopping him every day from making a life. It's took the life of the land from the people. Now those people are the sovereignty of the land. And they are, because they make all the power in the land for all of the things in the life. But only now there is this thing named gasoline and oil, which is fighting the people. It's taking the power away from the people. It's being used as a tool or a machine or a weapon that's taking the life away from the people. And so that is a very important thing that the people need to have the power back from this. And this thing, the oil and the gasoline, it needs to be giving justice to the people of the land. That should be a number one thing, important thing. And there is a financial warfare being used on Syria. It's not only a normal war, it's a financial war. And it looks like there's no mercy for Syria. There's no mercy for Syria. You have a true war. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And you have a financial war, and it's a very, very hard thing. And in every way, you're attacking the life of the people. And we need to remember that the people are the most important thing, and they are the life of the country. And we need to give the power back to him, to all the people, and the justice. So there are a financial war going on in Syria. And this is where another place where you need to look and say, we not only from the oil, but from the sanctions. And we need to look there, and those two things, we need to take back those things. And there are precedents in the legal precedents of economic cooperation from the United States and Islamic monarchies, such as Saudi Arabia. There are precedents of trade cooperations between every government. Even a government that is doing a genocide, even a government that is doing crimes against humanity and economic war, and we have economic cooperation from them. And why? The people, they say why, and because this, we need to have this same thing here in Syria. We need to have the same thing here in Syria, the money. And America and any other country that's putting the economic and the financial war on the Syria, we can go to them and we can ask them that we need to have this money. It's very important.